Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Taste Hungary Wine Morning. My name is Gábor.
My name is Jon.
And these wines are a beautiful Leányka and Kadarka from Ferenc Tóth from the Eger wine region.
And this is going to be a really nice representation of kind of the different styles of wine that we find in Eger, because we do see a pretty nice focus on local Hungarian grape varieties, or let's say Carpathian Basin grape varieties, and also a nice nearly even balance between whites and reds. And so this is going to sum it up pretty nicely.
Yeah, and Eger is very well known for the blends, but if we want to attribute, some single grape varieties to the region, then Leányka on the white side and Kadarka on the red side are totally appropriate choices.
So, what do we know about this winery, Tóth Ferenc?
It's a family-owned business. It's on the larger side of it, at least in my world. They own 25 hectares of land, and I think they also buy grapes from like maybe 10 other hectares. So we're up in the 40 hectare range. Family-owned. Ferenc Tóth is not a young man. He's in his late 80s, early 90s. He's in great shape, still working. He does get some help from his daughter and from his granddaughter. So it's a triple generation team, totally family owned. Ferenc used to make more table wine, bulk wine, and now with the daughter and granddaughter coming in, they are focusing more on the quality stuff, and that shows quite a bit.
Definitely, the quality is certainly there, and the price points are fantastic.
It's fantastic.
And I love their portfolio because you don't have to spend a fortune, but they have a handful of very fresh whites. They have some that are a little bit more serious, and then of course rosé, Ciller, which is like a Hungarian style of, like, let's say heavy rosé, and then plenty of different reds, whether it's Bikavér, the famous blend, a few different Cake Francos wines as well. So if you go there, it's impossible to not find a wine for everybody in the group.
Oh, their portfolio is enormous, really.
It's beautiful. It's just
beautiful.
Just the sheer variety mixed with the quality.
Okay, good morning.
Cheers. I love drinking Leányka, but at first I love smelling it so much because it's like semi-aromatic. It's not too intense, it's not too soapy or too flowery, but it's inviting. It's citrusy, it's fruity, it's a bit floral, and you do get a nice mix of like stone fruits, tropical fruits, citrus. It's all in there.
It's all in there, and it totally follows through to the palate, to the flavors. I do get a little dryness. I'm not sure if this is tannins or it's the minerality of Eger, but there is a nice finish to it, which is not so fruity. It's more on the mineralic side for me.
Definitely, and that's kind of par for the course when it comes to Eger wines. Light, again, alcohol, only 12.5, residual sugar, absolutely zero. And so that's, if you're somebody who likes bone dry, very lighter white wines, that's it. That hits the mark perfectly.
Yeah, and for me, my favorite part is the herbaceousness. Mint, lemongrass. I would love to eat this or drink this with Vietnamese food, Thai food. This would be a perfect company for spicy stuff.
It's just an easy drinking wine that the bottle, after you open it, it's lucky if it survives 20 minutes, especially in a group of 3 or 4 people.
Yeah, not in my world.
No, not even. So
fermented and aged in stainless steel tank. This is what the grape and Eger gives you on the white side.
Definitely. So it has the lightness, but also that nice amount of complexity, probably owing to the fact that the vines are a little bit more than 40 years old.
Exactly.
So they do give some more concentrated flavors. I noticed that this is vegan.
Oh, good.
So just in case you need to buy wine for the vegans in your life.
Yeah, it's actually very hard, I think, almost impossible to make fully vegan wines just between us. And when we harvest our grapes in Tokaj, and I don't think anything is different in Eger or Napa Valley or anywhere else, there are a lot of bugs coming in, and those bugs, not all of them will go away before you press.
I'm here for the free protein, so that doesn't mean anything to me that it's vegan. But next to the Leányka, we've got a really, really important style of red wine coming up. The grape is called Kadarka, and it's, I would say, the easiest way to sum this up is that it's like the Hungarian Pinot Noir. If I try to explain this to non-Hungarians in one sentence, I think it's so easy to compare these two grape varieties. Similar to Pinot Noir, Kadarka has an extremely thin skin, which gives it very little natural resistance to a lot of different potential threats, whether it's fungus, whether it's too much sun, whether it's bad weather.
I would twist one thing here. I would say Pinot Noir is like Kadarka.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking. That's amazing.
This is the kind of wine kind of red wine that is actually nice to keep in the fridge. It's a chillable red, very light, easy drinking and fruity. It's almost like a rosé. It's a red wine, but it serves a purpose like a rosé. The chilling it actually makes it very, very enjoyable.
This is the gateway wine. If you have those friends or family or people in your life who are just absolutely stonewalling and saying, I don't drink red wine, just get a blindfold on them and slide them a glass of this. Say, don't ask, just taste it. And very slowly, you're going to have them converted to the red side because it's very low in tannin, very, very nice acid as well. Primary, I would say, like red fruit notes are kind of dominating, especially some sour cherry, some raspberry.
Cranberry for me.
Cranberry, definitely a little bit more tart, even cranberry and also red currant. But a little bit of a slight spiciness, a little bit of like a cedariness or a sort of smoky, woody flavor. And I was shocked when I looked at this data sheet that it says aged for 18 months in very old 5,500 liter barrels.
Yeah, when I was there visiting, this barrel is, way taller than I am. So I don't know, 3 meter tall. It's pretty much the size of this room.
You could rent that as an Airbnb. I mean, I'm just saying, once again, 5,500 liters.
Yeah.
That's a lot of wine.
That's a lot of wine.
Again, it's not about having that very intense, very new oak kind of flavors. No, it's there as a vessel. It gives a little bit of micro-oxidation. It brings some complexity and some of that, woodiness to the wine. But it's not the main feature. It's not driving the wine at all.
Yeah, it probably curbs the acidity a tiny bit.
Bingo, which again, Kadarka, low in tannin, high in acid. You always want to soften the edges a little bit to make it more palatable.
When you serve this wine, with friends, I would do this at the beginning of the dinner with the appetizer. I think it would go great with something with pomegranate. Yeah, pomegranate berries. So Middle Eastern food, couscous,
amazing, yeah,
hummus, something like that, and then you can move on to more serious stuff.
My kind of go-to with this is, of course, Hungarian food. So what grows together goes together. Whether it's lecsó, so the Hungarian version of ratatouille, or vice versa.
Yep.
And then chicken paprikash with hand-rolled dumplings.
Halász, like fish soup.
This is just match made in heaven. Kadarka and any of these local dishes.
Historically speaking, this used to be the most common Hungarian red grape until the turn of the 20th century, turn of the previous century. It grew all over the place, so it was sort of given, but it also suited the Hungarian palate and the Hungarian sort of menu that people made at home. A lot of soups, lighter dishes with paprika, stews. Yeah, so 12.5% alcohol, 100% Kadarka, all coming from the Eger region, a volcanic wine region of Hungary. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. And don't forget, both of these wines are available in both of our web shops. So tastehungry.eu if you're based in the EU or the UK, tastehungry.us if you're based on the other side of the ocean.
And here too, at Broly Shandor 9 at the tasting table.
Definitely. So taste them, whether it's here, whether it's there. You're not going to be disappointed. And if you ever need to order more, let us know. We've got you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.